Let's do some rumors here. Let's get into the slop scale. Yeah! All right, little piggies. I don't got a lot for you. You'd think I would have more, being it is trade deadline week. But right now, it's pretty light. So the slop scale, for those that are new here to the show, these guys are going to sort of weigh the rumors. The heavier and juicier, sloppier the NBA trade rumor, the more buckets of slop these guys might give it. 1 bucket of slop, that's minimum. Up to 5 buckets of slop. That's maximum slop. That's slop you are loving. All right, first one here. Rumors connecting Dejounte Murray and the Utah Jazz hit the trough this weekend. NBA insider Jake Fisher claims the Jazz are one of 2 teams, the other team being the Lakers, that have made an offer for Murray. Fisher reported this on Saturday Sports World's podcast with Mark Stein. Gentlemen, Trey, you start on this one. How many buckets of slop are we giving to the Jazz being a team that could maybe make a move for Dejounte Murray?
This is a 3-bucket slopper for me, Skeets.
Okay.
Just because I think it makes a little bit of sense. Obviously, the Jazz have a ton of assets that they could throw into trades. They could also put players in, whether it be Talen Horton-Tucker, Kelly Olynyk, guys who might be able to help the Hawks, and then they got all those picks as well. I also think Dejounte Murray, kind of a decent fit with the Utah Jazz. He would be an upgrade over their current guards. He would get in the way of Keontae George, but he's definitely long defensively, which they don't have at all. They don't really have much perimeter defensive length, I don't think. They got a shooting big in Markkanen, so the floor is going to be spaced. Dejounte Murray kind of likes to operate in the mid-range. That's where he pulls up for his jumpers. That's where he finds guys with passes as well. So that would be there for the Jazz. They have the assets to make it happen. I don't think it's going to, because Danny Ainge just likes to always take the temperature.
Yeah.
What would it take for me to get your guy? And then I can say I tried to do something at the trade deadline. It also makes me laugh at possibly reuniting Dejounte Murray and John Collins, a couple of Hawks. But, you know, when a team has done a trade with a team before, it's more likely that they do a second trade.
Yeah,
so I could see it happening, and just because I think the Hawks could get more from the Jazz than they could from the Lakers, who also are apparently chasing Dejounte Murray. But I think this is mostly a leverage play because the Jazz have so much they could offer, which should therefore drive the price up.
Yes, but I believe that this is sloppy. I do believe that there's a good amount that the Jazz can offer. That is for sure, because of all the picks that they got for Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. There's so many in their cupboard. They've got 3 this year, 2 the next year, 4 the following year, 2 the year after that, and then 4 after the year after that. So that's 11, 13, 17 picks over the next 5 years. Oh. That is a lot. Did I do that math right? 6, 8, no, that's 15 over the next 5 years. That's a lot. Math says still a lot. Yeah, still go back to the cupboard. Yep, we still got a lot. And they're not going to get a huge free agent. I think we know that, being in Utah. Dejounte Murray at a decent number for several years would be good, because this team, and the way that Will Hardy churns guys out into that rotation, has showed that they've got lots of good guys to trade for Dejounte Murray. And if you're willing, the Hawks, you want some good players back.
And picks, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, probably. The way they stole John Collins for basically nothing. They basically gave him to Utah. That makes it seem like they need something back, and they've got so much, like a Jordan Clarkson or Kelly Olynyk or Colin Sexton or something like that. But yes, he would get in the way of a Keontae George, but I don't know. There's just so much. There's a Taylor Hendricks on this team. There's Ochai Agbaji on this team. There's so much to do there. So it is a question. What would have happened to the other guards? And Lauri Markkanen, as good as this Jazz team is, needs a better guard. That's him. And Dejounte Murray. They need a good three-point shooter, because this is a team that actually struggles at three-point shooting. And Dejounte Murray, known as a mid-range guy, is shooting the three-ball pretty freaking well this season, I should say. We don't know what the hell the Hawks are getting in return from this rumor, from the pig slop. No idea, but it's still exciting to talk about here 76 hours before the deadline.
So you're going 3 buckets as well, same as Trey. So you guys are intrigued by this rumor.
Intrigued.
I something does tell me it's classic trader Danny just going, well, what are the Lakers offering for Dejounte Murray? Hold on. Let me see if we could do better, or just like, I'm interested to learn what's going on there. Just keeping a note on everything. But we'll see. Atlanta has held its most notable discussions on apparently Clint Capella, DeAndre Hunter, AJ Griffin, This is according to league sources, dating back to the offseason. I mean, this is classic Hawks thing here. It feels like everybody is available to be traded for outside of Trae Young, Big Johnson, Jalen Johnson, and
that's it.
Probably that's it, but Dejounte Murray is the huge question mark here.
Yeah, and the guy who would get the most in return from all those guys, that's for sure.
All right, next one here from Yahoo Sports, Jake Fisher. The Milwaukee Bucks and Los Angeles Lakers are among the teams who have reached out to the Memphis Grizzlies on a potential trade for defensive guard Marcus Smart. The Grizz have shut down all interest in trading Marcus. That's what they say, but it is smokescreen season, Tass. How many buckets of slop are we given to the idea of the Bucks and Lakers trying to get someone like Smart?
I do believe the Grizzlies are not trying to trade him, so I'm giving this a one slopper.
Ooh, okay.
Although Jake Fisher, he's fishing plenty right now, and this rumor I'll be happy to read, but both these teams I don't think is really an excellent fit. With the Lakers, you're getting a Marcus Smart who is hurt, by the way. We don't know. We don't know how healthy the guy is, but is he going to be able to chuck threes well? That is what the Lakers desperately need from their point guard. Marcus Smart, on and off from three-point land. Bucks, yes, they definitely need a defending guard, 100%. Beside Damian Lillard, so Marcus Smart would make sense. But again, he's hurt. We just implemented Doc Rivers. It just feels like that would be a step that you don't want to take at this point of the season. And just another ad, who, again, may not be back for weeks here. So you're trading for Marcus Smart to maybe be part of your rotation, to maybe not, maybe it's hurt. I don't see the fit being all that great. For a guy who's on a long-term deal, he's being paid past this year, the Lakers want to do that? It doesn't really make sense to me because you don't know how good the Lakers are with Marcus Smart.
TK, you're going one bucket more than Tass.
Yeah, I think it's a little sloppier. I like the fit on the Bucks better. I think he'd look nice next to Dame Lillard. I think Smart is not quite at his Defensive Player of the Year capabilities. Probably taking a little half step back, but he's a lot better than anything the Bucks have on the perimeter defensively. The problem for Milwaukee is all of their picks are spoken for until 2030, so they would maybe have to rearrange some swaps or something like that, but they don't have a lot really to offer for Marcus Smart, whereas the Lakers, they got that 2029 pick they could dangle out there, and if I'm the Grizzlies, I would love to have that pick, which is why I think it's sloppy. You're right, he's hurt, but he's already been out 3 weeks. They said 6 weeks from January 11th, so he's halfway there. It's just a finger injury. Maybe it will hurt his jump shot, but that thing is streaky anyways. He made his last 3 with a dislocated finger, then looked at his hand. Whoa, hold on, I gotta be out here. But you'll have to wow the Grizzlies, I think, because they traded Marcus Sasser, they traded Tyus Jones, and a 2024 first for Marcus Smart. So I think they're gonna want part of that back. Mostly a pick would be my guess, which is why the Lakers probably are in the lead, but the fit isn't quite as nice as Milwaukee.
And just speaking of the Grizzlies and Marcus Smart being on the shelf, yesterday they had 13 players listed on the injury report. 13 players. Is that the longest injury report in history? I don't know. Somebody will have to fact check that one, but this is who was on, again, the injury report yesterday for the Grizzlies. Derrick Rose, Aldama, Williams Jr., Conchar, Tillman, Jackson Jr., Oladipo, who just made his way there, LaRavia, Bane, Smart, John Morant, and Brandon Clark. 13 guys. I mean, that's why I'm with you guys putting 1 or 2 buckets of slop on this. The Grizzlies have obviously looked at what's happened this year, and they're like, okay, rip it up, throw it out, everybody get your rest, and we could be good still next year. Marcus Smart could play, obviously, if he's healthy, alongside John Morant and all of our talent and Bane and stuff like that. Like, it makes sense. That's why they went and got him, right? But it's like, okay, this year, okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah, and they already traded Steven Adams to get them better financially next season.
Yep, that's a good point.
I think that's it.
All right, well, final one here. Again, from Fisher. He was he's always good for a little slop. We got to respect Jake Fisher for that. He said, while the Wizards have stated an asking price to inquiring teams of a first-round pick for floor general Tyus Jones, rival executives have indicated a confidence that Washington will ultimately be willing to move on from Jones for a package of multiple second-round picks. So maybe not a first, but you got a bunch of second-round picks. You could maybe get Tyus Jones from the Wizards. Trey, get us started. How many buckets of slop?
Oh, this one is extra sloppy, Skeets. 5 buckets? This is an easy 5 bucket. Tyus Jones is a fine player. He's been fine as a starter. I don't think he's like really taken a leap forward, but he's an okay guy and he's not going to kill you. So if you're a team that needs somebody as a spot starter at point guard or as a backup where he is excellent, and you can get him for a couple of second-round picks, it's going to happen.
Okay.
It's time. It's time Tyus Jones gets to a winner. He did try with the Memphis Grizzlies, and things were going pretty well. He was a very complimentary player, added a lot. But he shouldn't be in Washington because they're not winning anything. And at this point of his career, where he's nearly 28, it would be good to see him on a winner. So this this run that Jake Fisher casted into the lake here is getting bid on for sure. I think this could be done very soon. Somebody needs a point guard out there. Somebody needs a point guard out there. And Tyus Jones is, there's the Kyle Lowry name that's going to be moved at some point. There's other ones.
Yeah.
But Tyus Jones, will be. He doesn't need to be Jordan Poole's backup anymore. He doesn't need to start beside Jordan Poole. He just needs to go to a championship team.
And he is on an expiring deal, Tyus Jones, $14 million. So that ends after this season. So 3-4 second-round picks, get it done. I think it's going to be. When I say multiple, I do think it'll be 3, maybe not 4. That's probably.
It cost 5 for Jay Crowder last year.
Good point.
That was silly, though.
Yeah. But, okay, so Tyus Jones might be worth 3. And should the Wizards do this, and I know there are reports, too, I didn't get time to get it in the old slop trough, but I guess the Mavericks want a tall 4? A guy that can shoot, that's tall. That's what the Mavericks are looking for.
Channing Frye, come on down.
Oh, it'd be fantastic. So is there anyone, come to mind? I mean, is Kyle Kuzma tall enough?
He's tall.
Yeah.
I don't think of him as a tall
Not
forward,
really.
though.
Not really.
Man, who else is tall? Wiggins, they were linked to. He's not a tall forward to me.
No.
Cam Johnson?
He's tall-ish.
I don't consider him tall, but he sort of fits the mold.
Yeah, sure.
He would be nice in Dallas, I think.
Okay.
But he probably costs too much.
Yeah. It's going to be a lesser player, I would imagine. Okay. Well,
Jonathan Isaac?
Yeah, obviously not a shooter, but defensively.
Tall four.
Tall four.
Kelly Olynyk should be traded every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every single year. Dallas, pick him up.
Chris Bosh?
Chris Bosh.
Tall, war number 4.
Now we're talking. All right, well, that's the slop. That's all the slop I got for you guys, but I was happy to see that at least one of these got the 5 buckets of sloppiness.